If you're a business owner earning over $300,000, there's a retirement contribution limit you've probably never been told about. Now, most business owners know about SEP-IRAs. Most have heard of them. And then some know about simple IRAs as well. And a lot nowadays have heard of or are using a solo 401k. So now these are all fine accounts, but there's a ceiling on what they can do for you, and most people hit it without realizing there's something else available. Now, I've seen this before, a business owner doing everything right, maxing out their SEP IRA every year, and they're leaving about maybe sometimes over 200,000 in annual tax deductions on the table simply because no one put this in front of them. Okay, so let me show you the numbers for 2026 to put things in perspective for you first. All right. Now, a simple IRA that maxes out at 17,000 for the year 2026. Okay. That's the floor of this conversation. All right. And then we move on to the SEP IRAs or the solo 401ks, and that gets you up to about 72,000. Now, those that are familiar with these, with the SEP IRAs and the solo 401ks, and especially the SEP IRAs, know that there's really some mechanics that go behind it, and there's some calculations that need to get you so that you can be eligible for that full 72,000. To put it in perspective, I would say it's about, if your earnings, they cap out at 360,000. So once you hit 360,000 and above, this amount basically caps out. All right. But it could be less depending on if you're making below that amount as well. Okay. But these are solid numbers regardless. All right. For the SEP IRA and 401k. All right. But if you're running a profitable business, okay, you can do better. All right. And a cash balance plan really changes the math entirely. Okay. So here's what the contributions limits look like by age in 2026, because a cash balance plan is an age and wage based program, is the best way I can explain it. All right. So if you look at these numbers, if you look at, say, age 40 to 44, all right, you're looking at roughly $137,000 or more per year in deductions that you can take by contributing to a cash balance plan. All right. You move to the right on the spectrum up the age bracket. Look at age 45 to 49. That number now goes up to 176,000. All right. All the way up the spectrum, you can look at the numbers. They go up in the 50 to 54 age group, and then look at 60 to 65, where they really become big numbers. We're looking at 355,000 of deductions, all of it pre-tax. Okay. So you can see now, if we were to just look quickly at the youngest bracket that's on the slide, the 30 to 34 year old bracket. Look at the number 84,000. Still really good number, much lower than what we see in some of the others. But look at it compared to the SEP IRA and the solo 401k. All right. It's still above that amount. Okay. And remember, all of it pre tax. All right. So this is very common for profitable business owners who've been capped out on their other accounts for years and didn't know that this option existed. All right. And you'll see, if you pay attention, maybe another in another video, I'll show you where you can combine the two plans. You can combine another retirement plan like a 401k with a cash balance and make it even more powerful, make these numbers even higher. Okay. But really, the reason most people haven't heard this number, or these have been shown these numbers before, is because cash balance plans, they require coordination. All right. There's an actuary involved. They're called an enrolled actuary. And there's really a specific setup process. So it's not something you can open online in, say, 10 minutes. Okay. But that's not really the reason to avoid it. That's exactly why you need really the right system and team in place around you to help you implement this. Okay. So, and it's really, the concept is pretty straightforward and sometimes a no-brainer. It's the execution is what most people are missing. All right. So I went the end with this is that if this relates to you, if you're a profitable business owner and you want to know what your number actually looks like, as it relates to you and your business, you can head over to zenfp.com and book a 20-minute virtual with me directly. Also, link is in the description. All right. But with that said, until next time.